Aston Martin Aramco Formula One team is going to be uncompetitive until 2027, at least. At the bare minimum, these guys are going to be uncompetitive consistently until 2027. And in this video, I'm going to try to explain to you guys why. Let's first look at the Q1 timesheet of the Belgian Grand Prix, the 2026 Belgian Grand Prix. More specifically, we are looking at the lap times of Valtteri Bottas and Fernando Alonso, and we can see that Valtteri Bottas is 2.2 seconds faster than Fernando Alonso. That's huge. Fernando Alonso is a world class driver. Valtteri Bottas is a race winning driver, but definitely he is no Fernando Alonso. And even then, Fernando is 2.2 seconds behind Valtteri Bottas. Now, if you look at the Australian Grand Prix Q1 lap times, the only reason I'm referring to Q1 lap times and not like the fastest lap of the race is because I don't think there has been any race in which uh, all Cadillac cars and all Aston Martin cars have finished. So because of the reliability issues, and Q1 is the only representative time that we have. In Australia, Fernando Alonso was actually a little bit faster than Valtteri Bottas. He was like 1 point something seconds faster, 1.2 seconds faster to be precise, compared to Valtteri Bottas in Australia. Cadillac from Australia all the way to Belgium, they have not only closed that gap, but they have also pulled further away 2.2 seconds, like I just said, in the Belgian Grand Prix. And this is proof that Aston Martin is going to struggle. They're going to be uncompetitive because they don't even have Formula One pace right now. They're currently have like GP2 pace, and then they're gonna have like Formula One pace. And once they get Formula One pace, they have to optimize the car because right now their car is completely fucked up. They don't have good steering, they don't have good aero, because you need to be able to go fast enough in order to collect meaningful data so that you can make the right optimizations in the car. So far they haven't been able to go that fast to collect all that valuable information. And the reason, and another reason, like this is obviously the big reason, if you look at their present situation where Aston Martin is, they're very slow, they don't have the data. The rate at which the upgrades are coming and the rate at which other teams around them are developing and going forward, like it's just a joke right now. That's the first big reason. The second big reason is that they don't even have a good philosophy around building a Formula One team, to be precise. Now, what the fuck do I mean by that? So, what I mean by that is that Lawrence Stroll's philosophy to building a championship winning Formula One team is to just copy and just buy the ingredients that other championship winning teams already had. Now, what am I referring to is when Lawrence Stroll acquired Force India, or Racing Point as it was known back then, the first thing he did was to copy from Mercedes. They had some levels of success in that season in 2020. I'm talking about when they copied 2019's Mercedes car as much as possible. They had some levels of success with Sergio Perez winning the 2020 Sakir Grand Prix. Then they repeated it again after the team was rebranded from Racing Point to Aston Martin Aramco Formula One team. They did it again with Red Bull. They copied it from Red Bull, and in 2023, in the first 9 races, Fernando had like 7 podiums or something. It was some like Fernando was on a very good run at the start of 2023 Formula One season. He was very good at it. And the reason why they had these small moments of success is because they were simply copying what was working for other teams, like case in point, Racing Point, and also the Aston Martin 2023 Formula One car. So if your philosophy is to just copy what is working for others without understanding what makes it work, then you are already in the back foot, because first, you don't know what makes it work, so you don't know how to develop it further into the season and across seasons. Number two, when something doesn't work, you don't know where to look at. If something doesn't work in a particular track, if something doesn't work in a particular session, if the wind picks up, if there is rain, if you have suddenly so much tire wear at the front left, for whatever reason, you won't be able to isolate. You won't even know where to look. Is it the aero? Is it the suspension geometry? Is it the, differential setup? Is it the brake bias? You wouldn't even know where to look at. And the reason for that is it's not your design. And the same philosophy continued when uh, these two guys' team got a bunch of upgrades for 2026 in the form of Adrian Newey, because Lawrence Stroll thought that, hey, you know what? We have been trying to copy the designs. Why not just get the designer? Because Red Bull was having good amount of success with Adrian Newey. Sebastian Vettel had his run of championships. Max Verstappen had his run of championships with Adrian Newey designed cars. So Lawrence Stroll was like, you know what? If I'm gonna get Adrian Newey, we're gonna get it done as well. And then the same thing happened with the Honda deal with Aston Martin as well. So so Lawrence Stroll in particular, he's not thinking straight. He's like, if I have enough money and then I just copy what the championship winning teams are doing rather than building my own philosophy and my own principles around building a Formula 1 car, then surely with the lineup that I have of a world championship drive, like world class championship winning driver and Fernando Alonso, surely we're gonna win multiple championships. So that's the second another reason. So the first big reason why Aston Martin is going to be uncompetitive until 2027 is that they're just really in GP2 pace right now. They're in F2 pace. They don't have reliability, they don't have good aero, their tires wear out too much. Like, there's nothing enjoyable about driving the car. In British Grand Prix, the last round, Lance Stroll got a penalty because the car steering was so erratic that he just constantly went off the track. He had to, find his own techniques to, keep it on track, and it didn't work, and he got a penalty. So the car it's not like they just lack power. It's like they are so far behind in the curve of development, because if you don't have a good engine, if you don't have good power, then you cannot also test the other components. If the car is not getting enough track time, then you are definitely not going to get enough data about the aero, about the braking, like whatever upgrades you have bought in terms of like the suspension geometry, the steering angles. Like, you will not have any data ever because you're not going fast enough to begin with. So the first major reason is that they're 2.2 seconds behind the slowest team. I mean, technically they are the slowest team. If you're 2.2 seconds behind Cadillac, then you are the slowest team. But Cadillac, I would say, is at least keeping up with the rest of the grid and is demonstrating Formula One pace to some degree that the Aston Martins are not. And in order to recover from that, in order to have the car reliable enough, stable enough, it's probably gonna take a lot more than the rest of the races in 2026. So till 2027, at least, these guys are going to be struggling and developing the car. Their pre-season testing has not properly began because their engine is so far behind. First thing they need to do is they need to add some horsepowers into the engine so that they can at least start their preseason testing in a couple of rounds. And then, like, they will start bringing some other upgrades, fine tune the car, make sure that the tires don't wear out too much, make sure that the oversteer understeer issues are not nice but ironed out. And then we can talk about these guys competing, because in Australia Cadillac were clearly the slowest car, but somehow Aston Martin, somehow they did whatever they do. And the second thing is they need to get out of their old habit of copying what the successful teams have and trying to emulate it, because this is not going to work at the highest pinnacle of motorsport. And for that, the solution is to develop your own philosophy and your own principles around the technical development of a Formula One car. And that doesn't happen overnight. They have right now the right people. And I'm not just talking about Adrian Newey. They have like the guy called Mike Crack. We have a lot of memes about him. And a few other people that Lawrence Stroll has successfully poached from other teams. Very, very talented people. Now, we will see like how long it takes to set up the right technical foundations with the resources these guys have. And also these guys are having like all of the nice resources in terms of the wind tunnel, in terms of the amazing factory in Silverstone, the developmental base in UK, like all those things. It takes time. It takes time to set up the principles and the workflows and the processes and the right foundations, because especially like when you are used to copying. So if you're used to copying others rather than thinking your own strategy, then it's going to be a while before you come up with your own foundation. So these two drivers, world class drivers, and Fernando Alonso, the rookie. Lance Stroll is obviously the GOAT. And obviously, he is enduring all this pain because his father wants to live his Formula One dreams through him. And then, you got Fernando Alonso, who uh, just having bad luck one season after another. There is one final thing I want to say. A lot of people say that Fernando Alonso has the worst luck when it comes to choosing Formula One teams in his next career move. But maybe Fernando Alonso himself is bad luck, because it seems like if you got Fernando Alonso in the car, you're not progressing in the right direction. So maybe, it's a two-way thing. Yes, Fernando has bad luck when it comes to choosing team, but at the same time, from the perspective of the teams, it could be the case. Unless it's Ferrari, then you'll always have bad luck. Thank you for watching, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.